Fernando says
Yes,
is it is the sound. I hope is a little better.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Uh,
Yes.
uh, just to greet, we were just talking, Fernando and Rodrigo. Fernando just released this beautiful podcast, and just to greet Fernando, I'm looking forward to hear it yet. Uh,
Yes.
and thank you, Eti.
Thank you for informing us, Felipe. We are so happy that Fernando released a new podcast. What is it about? I have not seen it yet. Yes, Isaac? Wow, I think you said it like for 1 year you were thinking about it. Is it is the same topic, Fernando? Can you speak about it? Yes, very good. Very well.
Hello, matey.
Shalom, good morning. How do you do today?
Hello, friends. I'm fine. And how do you do it?
Happy to be here. The weather is a bit changing, but it's great. Maybe we shall have a bit of rain. How is it today in Porto Alegre?
It's the same. We're gonna have some rain. Maybe a cyclone is the forecast for the next days, but everything's fine. Shifting all the time. I received
Keeps us
yes,
flexible, I guess. Yes.
exactly. I received your book, and
Yes, the spirit.
it is beautiful. It is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
It is dedicated to everyone that loves life, right? I was trying to read.
Yes,
I was
yes.
struggling, but
Yeah. That's great. Thank
beautiful.
you so much.
And yes,
Yes.
I recorded a conversation about sacrifice, Isaac's sacrifice, like 6 months or more. I wrote about it and I was trying to record it, and I recorded like 6 months ago. So yesterday I was reading, like opening the book of Zohar and reading a little bit about the portion, weekly portion, Vairag. And I thought, why not? Why,
Yes.
why not release it? Why release it? And it is fine. Some meditations about what does it mean, sacrifice, one's sacrifice, or to sacrifice the most dear thing that we have, and this attachment to things, and so on and so forth. Many things that we collect from these conversations. Thank you.
Congratulations from all of us, Fernando. Would you like us one of the aspects that the podcast is dealing with before we are listening to it, just to give us a little snip or a little taste of the
It's not
conversation?
something new, I think, from here, but since I am trying to articulate some Carl Jung ideas, he dedicates some chapters about the idea of sacrifice, and I was just putting these ideas into words, like, of course, bringing the Akedah process of sacrificing the only son, and the idea that uh, I think I try to put it in levels, like the first sacrifice that we need to perform is the sacrifice of our childness, like to be the son or to be the father, this mindedness, being, the importance of one in the world, and so on and so forth. But it has other aspects as well, like sacrifice our sometimes is needed to sacrifice what we are good at, it. Let let's say I'm good at my work, so people praise me because I'm a good lawyer, let's say, using my example. And you become known for this aspect of your life, and sometimes these become the most um, or the only aspect of your life that matters. But and people expect that you perform justice all the time. You know? So this is like one child, and sometimes you need to sacrifice this to find wholeness. The Book of Sohar speaks that Abraham was one-sided; he was represented Hesed, right? Isaac was one-sided; he was representing Geburah, and the Akedah represents the quest for wholeness. You know, like the
Mhm.
and we have a lot of symbolism around it. I'm just putting in few words. So it's a package of information. I would say it. It's a lot of ideas condensed. I would say.
Thank you for sharing it. Maybe you can share later the link that because
Yes, I
there is
published it
a
in English, Eti,
translation
so I'm
on
sorry for
YouTube,
my
I guess you
English.
published it. So
Uh,
people here on Discord can listen to it and maybe they
no, it's
can
in English. It's in Brazilian English, let's say.
questions to listen it.
Okay.
No, it's okay. It's a
Yes.
Portuguese. It's a Portuguese or English. Even better. Yeah. Bringlish. So, okay, so maybe you can share it later in Bringlish and we can listen to it and be inspired because whenever someone is speaking about any topic, there's like different angles and it's so beautiful because all of us can be inspired. And why not? We can ask questions and then, that's just so much. And we hope that you will release
And
more of
thank you,
those
Eti.
podcasts that you have probably
It
in your
comes from
mind,
it,
in
you
your
know,
notebooks,
it comes
wherever,
from
in the
these
books which are still stored
conversations
and
and
wherever
from
you read.
your support.
Thank you
So
so
I
much
thank
for
you so
that.
much.
And also at the moment, yes, thank you. Thank you, all of you, because it's with you here that the inspiration comes with the audience. And here I would like to move to Yana's question about Sarai. She was asking about what is about Sarai, Dvar Sarai. Yes, and this is Genesis 12:17. Yanis asked about Dvar Sarai. Is Sarai? I just was trying to answer Yanis before class. It is still on the process to answer. Is Sarai a word? And let's open it. And why was Pharaoh uh, was beaten with plagues after taking Sarah? Last week we launched part of the. I mean, also there was a question about it from Yanis, and we launched a post about it. And now here we continue because this topic is quite deep. Pharaoh is not just a king of Egypt, as well as Weinreb says. He looks at the numerical value of words, and the value of Pharaoh is 355. This is also the value of a thought in Hebrew, machashava, and the value of Sarai is not just Sarai as the wife of Abraham, it's the same letters, yes, as song, and this is 510. Pharaoh is not just the king of Egypt, as the thought of how mankind in generally believes that is a capability of thinking. There is a thinking going on all the time. It comes from the source. It is through us. But since we learn to believe that we are separated entities, we tend to think that we are the thinkers. We have the capability of thinking independently, which is not so. There's a transmitting going through us. So Pharaoh, not just as a king of Egypt, as a thought of mankind, believes, yes, that this is an an essence, and it can grasp everything, including the song, because the song does not come from here. Yes, the song does not come from here, it comes from the nomenon. And Pharaoh, or the thought of man, thinks it can conceive everything, including the song. Song you cannot hold in your hand. You cannot. A song is not a thing. A song is not a matter. A song, let's say, is not a cabinet, is not a chair. You can have possession of a song. Therefore, Pharaoh cannot have Sarai as a song. The thought, yes, cannot have any possession of singing. And he's getting plagues. He's being beaten, and he understands that he cannot have Sarai as a wife. And he gives her a letter which grants her descendants a mention in Egypt. This mention in Egypt is called the land of Goshen. Later we shall find that the children of Israel are living there. So he gives her a letter. He released her with presents. He cannot have her as a wife because he is getting beaten. So he gives her a present. He gives her, how do you say, a letter? Yes. How do you say, Fernando here is a lawyer. He gives her a will, basically, and grants her descendants to have a possession, eternal possession in the land of Goshen. And few generations later, the children of Israel will sit in the land of Goshen. Additionally, he gives her his daughter. His daughter is Hagar, yes, and he gives Hagar as a maid to Sarah, yes, so to Sarai, to be her maid. Later, Ishmael will be born from Hagar and Abram, and this is a beautiful story because not just story, it reflects many things that we did not open yet. The relation between El listening and the song Sarai, and it comes from Hagar. Hagar, it means also immigrant. It is very, very interesting. So Weinreb, as to go with Weinreb way, what he used to do is to take the value of Sarai as a song, 510, minus the value of a thought of Pharaoh, 355, and then we gain 155 is the verb of kana, is to buy. Pharaoh cannot buy Sarah or Sarai as a wife, or the human thought cannot have a possession, cannot hold a song. Yes, the songs, or the singing. There's a singing, like the singing that comes from, yes, the singing comes through a bird, but the singing will never stop. You cannot put a frame around it. You cannot build a concrete wall around it. This is why Pharaoh is being beaten, and he understands. And later it will happen again. The same scenario will happen again with Avimelech, the king of the Philistines. He will also take Sarah, and he will get also a very hard understanding why he has to return Sarah to to Abraham. So Sarah or Sarai is being taken twice. Please pay attention. She is taken twice. Once she is taken by Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and second, later, she's been taken by Avimelech, Melech Gerar, the king of the Philistines. And then there's a problem because everything with nature starts to break. The trees are not blooming, there aren't any labors, the flocks are getting sick, and everything that all the flow of nature just show death. And through this mirror, Abimelech understand that he cannot take Sarah. So he returns Sarah to Abram. So this is in a very short way and concise way. And an answer. The answer will come in writing, and we shall share it when it will be ready. And if you have any question about Sarah, Pharaoh, any question about anything, you're most welcome to ask. Rodrigo, how do you do today? We're so happy to see you here. Yanis, good evening. We're so happy to see you here. Sunshine, Felipe, Fernando. Yes, Felipe?
Eti,
Yes.
I did, I wasn't thinking about Sarah today, but I was thinking about ask you what would be a guardian in in, in Hebrew or in the context of biblical Hebrew. I thought about the Malach,
Yes.
the angel,
Yes.
and also now you were speaking. I remember this word for minister. I guess it is Sar.
Sarai Paro, the ministers of Pharaoh.
Sure.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I don't know if is there a connection between because why I asked you. Some just an insight came about um, as we are not uh, our personalities, uh, but I was thinking, wondering about the fact that any kind of indiv individual individual individualization of in nature, uh, a person, a house, anything might have this protection or this intervention of a minister, of a guardian. You know, there is a guardian in the school, there is an angel that keeps us or something. And I was just wondering about this aspect of the guardian. And I guess it can be related with this minister. I don't know if this it can be, you know, but
Yes.
I was just wanted to share this idea.
Yes. Yes. Like in Jacob's Struggle in your book. Yes, they say it was an angel, and or the minister Saroshel Esav, the minister of Esav. Yes, there are aspects. Yes, very, very to the point, a question. Also, the ministers of Pharaoh are praising Sarai. Ministers are Sarai Paro, Sarim. Sarim are the same letters, but since we say Sarai Paro, ministers of Pharaoh, it is three letters. Shin, Resh, Yod. Yes, Sarai, like Sarai, the same letters, but the ministers of Pharaoh, the ministers of thought, are praising the song. The song is beautiful, but as many as ministers the thought has of Pharaoh has no one can contain hold by the song. The song is so beautiful, but the song is happening. We cannot hold, we cannot possess the happening. let's say there is a beautiful moment. Every moment is beautiful. There's a song appear in the window when we walk, and there's like beautiful wind and the clouds and the sunset. Just a moment like this. Some people try to photo and to preserve the moment. This is an artificial holding, but no one can have it. This being in the moment with the sunset or with the sunrise, with a bird moving, and there's just the joy of children in school. They're happy to meet their friends. Or so there's a bus coming and there's a boat in the harbor and you hear the train coming and the seagulls are flying above. Sometimes eagles are coming and sometimes crow, and sometimes the green parakeet called rara quack quack. They eat the palm's fruit and so the dates. It is happening, and we cannot store it as a memory. Yes, what Pharaoh tries to do is try to store being and happening as a memory, as a possession. Yes. The beautiful thing is that he gives her in the will, yes, in this letter, he promised her and he gives her the land of Goshen, Eretz Goshen. There is a friend of Ramchal, Rabbi David Valley. He is the friend of Luzzatto in Italy later, and they will write about it. And Valley says Goshen is the same value as happiness. Yes, in Hebrew, Goshen is the same value as happiness, simcha. So he gives her, good afternoon, Abigail, we're happy to see you here. So it's not so much about giving someone a territory, but the song of Sarai comes with happiness. They say beautiful saying about the Shekhinah. Yeah, the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit does not dwell. Yes, when there is sadness. Yes, this is what happens when Joseph had been sold, and Jacob, his father, is mourning about his absence. Let's call it like that. He believes that he was eaten by a beast or so by a goat. They show him the blood of the goat, but he believes his son was beaten by a beast, chaya ra'ah, like bad animal, ate him. Since he is in agony and he is in sadness, the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit, does not dwell in Jacob's place anymore. And he mourned of Joseph for many years. En hashchina shora mitoch atzvut. The Holy Spirit does not dwell in sadness. Does not. Therefore, and this is an interesting lore that they wanted to tell after they had, how do you say, the messaging went into the brothers after they descend to Egypt. They knew that Joseph was alive. They were, all of them, afraid that if they will inform their father about the fact that Jacob is still alive in Egypt, he will get a heart attack. So they asked, or Serach bat Asher, Serach, daughter of Asher, she was a prophet and a dancer, and she started performing a dance, getting closer to Jacob, her grandpa, and just pulling back like waves when they approach the shore. She was approaching and saying a few words and then withdrew back like
No, after you,
waves.
please, just
And then
after you conclude
again,
your I have a question.
coming. Yes, Fernando. Yes, you can speak if you like. Yes, sir. Yes. Sure. So this is how, while approaching Jacob and retreating, this is not a rational conversation. It comes with a dance, or like dreaming, coming and fading out. And then through the songs, through the singing, he's slowly realizing that Jacob might be alive, his beloved son, and he is living in Egypt. And while believing for many years that he is gone and being in sadness and agony, suddenly the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit, comes with a song, and through Serach Bat Asher, she was a prophet, the
Yeah,
message
just a
comes
question.
through,
We
and
were
the
talking
spirit
about
of
this and
Jacob
about
is reviving.
just Saturday.
Yes.
EDPI and
Yes.
Felipe Rodrigo
Fernando,
and I
what
was
is the
talking
question?
about the role of the Kohen Gadol and about that he cannot be sad, and now you said that the Holy Spirit don't dwell in sadness, does not dwell in sadness. And a friend came and said, well, but like Moshe Idel, and he brought a book from Moshe Idel that it really exists. That is a book that the name is Saturn's Jews, on which is Shabbat and Shabbatianism, where the author refers the importance of the planet Saturn, but not as a planet, as a symbol of this heaviness, of this melancholy, this the importance of tears and so on and so forth, to access heaven, to access the, the higher realms, so on. So I don't know what you have to say about it, about this idea, about the tears, about the sadness, and about the melancholy to access by higher realms.
So, thank you for the question. So first of all, yes, אין השכינה שורה מתוך עצבות. The Holy Spirit does not dwell in sadness, that's for sure. And also Kohanim, or the priests, are not allowed to mourn or to wear sacks, or all this symbolism of, how do you say, mourning. Kohanim are not even allowed to go to cemeteries just because they have to serve. There's no association with the temporal, only with the eternal. What happens is that sometimes we might experience very dark points or junctions in life in the current moment, but later on in time, they, how do you say, appear as the most happy moment. Yes, but not go into this, to the land of darkness in purpose. And so this is never, not to sit and to, this is never. When there's like sadness, or there is sadness appearing, or there's experiencing of sadness, okay. There is no need to identify with it. We are more like pipes, and sometimes there's hot water moving, cold water, this sentiment, the other sentiment, another a form of thinking, a shape of thinking, but none of what is moving through the pipe is according to what we think. We're not even capable of thinking, believe it or not. Everything moves through us. The brain attached itself to the experience. It says, this is me as a child, this is me, yes? as a professor for law, and this is my identity. And what my people called sacrifice is just quitting on this idea of identity.
Yes.
Yes? What people might call sacrifice, use this word, is just quitting the idea of any identity, any form, any shape. Quitting. Yes? But the brain cannot understand this quitting, so it immediately translated as sacrifice. You give something and you get something in return. World of duality, this is the world of the brain. Quitting any identification with any form, shape, situation, mode. Yes, there is no need to identify with it. The identification is trying to make a wall around a moment, or yes, to put to jail the spirit. Spirit is moving the spirit. Yeah. What comes from the nomenon is just streaming through all of us at the same time. But man, yes, or human is tend to believe that he is the thinker, he is the maker, but it's not. This is what wants to come at the moment, and this is what is coming. So through all of us, and there is no difference. We are maybe educated to see life divided between subject, objects, language. So it doesn't matter what language do we speak, but language, using words all the time, cuts the being into a structure. But it is just how do you say?
I also can remember
Appearance,
that
even a
Gwen
sentence
is
somebody
the
is
gematria
saying,
of
just
75,
an appearance.
and I can remember that you said that it represents this quality is like going to Binah,
Yes.
that is heading to Binah, that is heading above space and time. So why to mourn, right? If all is one, it is not a prohibition. It is just no sense to mourn if you are in the unity, you know.
Yes, he cannot mourn. Yes, of course. Yes, he's. Yes, this is it. This is it. There is no separation in unity. So why to mourn? Why people mourn? Because they feel that they lose something. They believe there's also how do you say, there is a presumption that someone has something. Yes? And when it's gone, so they feel a loss, so they mourn, but nobody has anything. I wrote a poem about this yesterday, about the glue. That the glue puts together different concepts like parents and children, and so, and madmen and results. You know, sometimes the glue melts, or the glue has it, and then somebody fades away, and it's simple. This whole construct, yes, that people are, yes, question, Sunshine, please. We are putting things, yes, Sunshine, you can unmute and ask, or ask in writing as you wish. Yes, there is a sound here, let's try to hear it. Yes, we could hear you for a second, but we need more seconds to ask. And you don't know how to talk, okay. Let's try to give you a microphone. I hope it will work now. 1 second, Sunshine. Fernando, do you have an admin? Yes, very well. Hello,
Hello?
yes,
Hello?
yes. We can
You can hear me
we
well?
can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, how do you do? Good morning.
It's
Happy to.
been like 2 years I'm following you and I don't know. I want to speak. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, Fernando.
I have a question related with what you just said. First of all, I'm from Quebec, so French is not at all my first tongue. So I apologize for that. My question is that we're talking about happiness and the Holy Spirit and all that stuff, and I'm wondering if it's related that Abraham would have to sacrifice Isaac, which means laughing, and at the last moment God say, no, 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 don't have you don't have to sacrifice your laughing for me, something like that. Can you understand my question?
Again, can you ask again? Please, another. Can you
Yes,
repeat?
Abraham
Abraham.
at first, Abraham has been asked
Yes.
by God to sacrifice Isaac. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Isaac means laughing, laugh.
Yes. Laughter, laughing, joy, happiness. Yes.
Okay, yes, yes. But at the last moment, God said, "Now you don't have to sacrifice for me, right? I can see you were." So in a way, the way that I understand it is that uh, God asked Abraham, would you be willing to sacrifice your laughing, your happiness, your stuff for me?" And Abraham showed him that he were ready. So God said, okay, you don't have to do this. Because if he would have done this, Holy Spirit couldn't
Yes,
dwell in
this
him.
is amazing, Sunshine.
Does it make sense?
It is an amazing question,
Yes,
really,
yes. I would
really
like to
amazing.
hear Fernando
That's my
because
Because
question.
so the
for me,
question
you
is
know,
Yeah, Fernando, can you translate for me,
um,
please?
yes,
it's
translate.
not the
Fernando,
sacrifice
can
itself
you
that it is
can you
important.
express it?
It's the attachment to it, you know.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So just like we said before, like a profession is something important, but if you are too attached to it, it is needed a sacrifice. But this sacrifice does not mean to drop it totally, you know, just drop it and go to the, you know, become a hippie. It's it's an inner sacrifice. It does not need to be a literal sacrifice, you know. And I think that the greatness of a person is to hold this tension somehow, you know, to not literalize the sacrifice. I do not have to kill my son, but I can live with him and escort him, knowing that there is no father or son. You know, in the back of my hand, this idea remains, but it is a paradox. It is the ability for me, just talking from my perspective and not claiming anything, but I think that when when you have the call to sacrifice, the real danger is to literalize it, you know. Okay, now I understand. I need to sacrifice my whole life. But if you literalize it,
Mhm.
you know, uh, you go to the other side of the spectrum. It is just like that people that try to have a life without money, but the life circulates around having as well, you know. The first part of life was about accumulating things, and the second part was about I have to let go everything, but it's not about this. It's about attachment. It's about not giving. importance to it. If you have, okay, you have. If you do not have, okay, you do not have. But not to make an idol around it. But thank you, Sunshine.
Yes.
Thank you so much for bringing it.
Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Sunshine. Another question, can I ask you, Sunshine? Because I heard something interesting in the question. You asked about the sacrifice that Abraham was asked to sacrifice his laughter, his joy, yes, to show that he loves God more than, yes,
Yeah.
because yes,
Can you hear me still?
yes,
Okay, sorry. Yeah, because like uh, uh, Isaac, the meaning of Isaac, the way
yes,
I understand it right now, okay?
yes,
The meaning of Isaac being laughing, joy, everything and immediate, to be sacrificed, not literally, but in the symbolism, and the fact that the Holy Spirit, Shehina, wouldn't dwell in sadness. So if Abraham would have sacrificed Isaac, his joy, his happiness, his da da da, the Holy Spirit couldn't dwell in him.
this is,
I don't know how to
it's a
make it
very interesting,
more.
let's,
My English is not.
it's beautiful because
Do you want me to write it?
yes, but if I understand, let me see if we understand. Of course, you can
Yeah,
write it because if
yeah,
you write it,
sure.
I can also we might write blog post and share it with others because this is a very 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 unique question. This aspect I never heard it before.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna write
That's
it then.
great because Sunshine is asking if Abraham was to sacrifice the laughter, the joy, the happiness, all of those, let's say, sentiments which are included in the name Isaac, not Isaac as a, let's say, as an object. But yes,
Exactly.
this is what you're asking, and if he's
Yes.
willing to give away those happiness and joy and laughter and smiling, if he gives away or as I say, disattach himself from those sensations, the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit, would not dwell in him, because the Shekhinah, the Holy Spirit, does not dwell in the place of
In sadness.
no happiness. It's a very, very deep question. Hmm. Have you heard such a question before? Rodrigo, Yanis, Abigail,
No,
Fernando?
my
No,
ex.
it's a unique
No.
question.
Yes,
Yes?
thank you.
In books
I
that
don't
I
know how
read.
to mute myself though.
What, please? It is a very
I
beautiful.
don't know how to mute myself.
I don't know how. Let's see. There is a possibility. I don't know. Maybe let's try here. If it's possible, I can now. Thank you, Sanchan. I will. And you can speak whenever you wish. This is a very beautiful question. Very beautiful question. It comes from an angle which is not really discussed to depth, I think. Sometimes when I was reading books, let's say about families or stories, it's not just about the church, it's also the atmosphere at home that the parents or the mechanism of church or religion, it can be tell people you are not allowed to laugh, to chant. Yes? Do you think Infinite will ask such a request? Does the Infinite need such a sacrifice? Sunshine, let's give you a microphone. Fernando, can you help with this? Because somehow, sometimes it works, sometimes not. Sunshine. Would the Infinite, yes? Can you speak, Sunshine? Is it possible for you to speak? This is a very interesting question. Very, very interesting question, because in many books, in many books and movies, you allowed to smile. Or sometimes we heard it in school. Yes, and we were smiling in school. There was a teacher coming to the class and say, delete the smile from your face. Yeah, comes a commissar, comes a general, yes, a teacher of general, teacher feminine, doesn't matter. Delete all smiles from faces. Now comes duality, now comes control. So you can ask who really,
Hello?
yes, yes, Sunshine? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know Discord at all, so I'm just trying with you guys. Um, yes, you totally got my point. I mean, it was for me a real act, proof. I don't know how to say that. He gave God in parentheses
Can you increase
the
your
proof
voice?
that he was willing
Sunshine, can you
to
speak louder?
my
Sunshine, can you speak louder? We are happy to hear you. Just speak louder. That it's very interesting what you have to say, and we would like to hear you. Yes, Sunshine? We would like to hear you. Yes? Felipe?
Eti,
Yes.
just I, I, I would like to hear Sunshine as well, and thank you, Sunshine, for the question, the opening of this topic, beautiful topic and deep, made me think, it made a great impression, and I'm sure it will resonate for the next days. And Eti, I was thinking that Sarai as a shir, as a song. Then after she had to split the yod and give it half of it to Abram. So just thinking that this happiness of the shir at a certain point was split. Uh, just was thinking about this, maybe to give a bit of happiness to Abram. I don't know, but just came this insight.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct, Felipe. In a way, Philon of Alexandria says something very, very unique. I have not read it anywhere else. That he says that Abraham was not worthy. Sarai. Again, this. Have you heard this? How you say perspective before? Philon of Alexandria says that was not worthy Sarai. She was up, away, high, high in the ladder. Therefore he took Hagar, and Ishmael came. He did not. He's not even in her or close to him. Meaning, Sarah was so high that whatever Abraham could do never reach her height. This is what Philon says. It's interesting because now Felipe brought a perspective of taking the yod, yes, value of 10, break it into 2 and bring them closer. Because there was like, she was so high, they could not. Live together. And please pay attention to the fact that Sarah is being taken twice. Just let you dwell on it if you want. It's been twice, once by Pharaoh, another time by Avimelech, Melech Gar, the king of the Philistines. As being his, please pay attention. Felipe, in the poem Adamant is Abraham, it comes really all of this, that Abraham is all the time with the manifested, too much hassling with the manifested. And there's such a distance between them. Nobody speaks about it at all. That the only way to, in a way, to bridge between them is to break, yes, the song, yes, the song which is always beyond time and space, and to take the yod, Yitra, yes, to ground Sarah. This is why the sages said that she did not have a womb. It's not about the organ, but nothing interests her and being manifested and so. So the yod has to be break into 2 parts. Sarah, in a way, got more grounded, and Abraham got lifted. This is a beautiful aspect that nobody speaks almost about, because the ongoing chant about Abraham is the father of many nations. I'll make you a father of many nations. Uber Father, Uber God, Super God, for many and many and many and many. This is not such a great honor. And when people reading the Bible and they want to be great fathers and that many, many nations, it's not. There's so much in it, but people just refuse to see. So thank you for those both observations. Now comes the question, does Infinite need someone here to sacrifice his laughter, his joy? Some people say, no, I can be everybody sitting drinking, I can drink, and let's say orange juice or whatever tea, but not, I will not, everybody's sitting drinking something, but I will not order something from the coffee. No, I just drink water that I brought from home because I'm now dwelling on God in me. I'm not like the Populus Romani drinking soda, cola, whatever, coffee, tea, ice cream, whatever. I'm not with the guys. I'm now just dwelling with God on the misery. I'm not buying anything. I'm not in the manifested. Who can create such a narration? Who? This is the question. Where does it come from? From Abraham's brain. He's hallucinating deeply. hallucinating. Not to mention, was the way of how people behaved in the area. In Greece and Egypt, firstborn to the fire. It doesn't matter which they're just thrown into the fire. This is how they used to say, express their love for God, which is an object, to throw baby against it in the fire. And it happened again next to Jerusalem. There is a valley. Until today, the name remains guy or gay. And when you combine it with other words, a valley called Ben Hinnom. And in this valley, gay Ben Hinnom, the parents used to throw their babies into the fire as an expression of adultery. So it was very common, and also this Isaac story is very common. Abraham did not behave different. If you look at it, yes, historically it was not different. This was the picture that until today people are doing it, not because this is it's a print in the brain of duality. You have to give something to get something. This is the world of duality. Till today people take their children with ropes to the mountain of Jerusalem and rope them and show God how much they love God as an object. So this is the question whenever somebody here or those who are listening think that infinite needs him or her to quit happiness, joy, laughter for something, your mind is playing tricks on you. Yes. They neither love God or sons, they just themselves and the story. It's about them. Yes? Listen to this triangle. Listen to this triangle. Who is this God? What combines the God and the Son and it's the me story. This is the triangle. So silly story, but it is broad that we shall see what happens in people's mind. Interesting. It is so interesting that this is the last test that Abraham was tested according to the sages. Yes, and Abraham was circumcised last step before 199, and he was circumcised from his selfishness, let's call it, to be
It's,
able to receive Isaac as a joy, as happiness.
this is quite
And
interesting,
nobody
about
else
these
can do with
images
happiness.
that one
This is
makes
quite
from
interesting.
about God, like
This is only his brain.
you shall not laugh. You need to sacrifice your
In
son.
relation to
You need
this
to become
Acher God,
a slave
I will
somehow,
take
and
the
of course,
yes,
pay
yes.
some coins to
How can
uh,
yes, yes,
the
Fernando, yes,
to the
yes.
church, to this kind of church. But in the other spectrum, we see this God of development as well.
Mm-hmm.
Many churches bring in the idea that one must be happy and one must gain all the money in the world that one must wish, and to fulfill all the desires, and so on and so forth. We talked about this once. I shared, including a video about a kind of church like this. And this is the other side of the spectrum. Like people are praising God through, I don't know, through different kinds of, of expositions.
It's basic. Yes, it's basically leisure. But it's not so much happiness. It's about leisure and pleasure. Yes, the video that you shared and how people just be happy, happy. It's just about leisure and pleasure. Because happiness and joy, it's not something that it's external. It's not external at all. Sometimes it has like external expression, but joy is something in the heart. It's not dependent on, let's say, how many balloons are in the party. Yes, yes. How many balloons, how many cakes are on the table, what music is playing at the moment, what kind of dresses people are dressing, suits or so, what kinds of cocktail. Not about that at all. It's not this show off party. Yes, it's not about happiness and joy. It's not it's inside the heart. They call it uh, the dot or the point in the heart. That someone is not bitter. There's all the time there's a joy in the heart. All the time, like a spring of joy. This is what it is about. What a beautiful conversation, dear friends. Thank you, Fernando, Felipe, Rodrigo, Yanis, Abigail, Sunshine. Yes, congratulations, Fernando, for the new podcast. We shall be happy to hear it, all of us. If you can post it here, we shall be delighted. And thank you, Yanis and friends, for the questions. We are also for Shlomo. He's asking many, many questions, and we shall be happy and delighted to share them with you. And there's another book of poems in English, It will take a while, and we could share it with you. So let's stay tuned. See you as soon as possible, and it's going to be on Thursday. Thank you so much. Shavua Tov to all of us, and see you soon. להתראות.